Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and today we have a first for me. This is one of the official Gale Force 9 Dungeons & Dragons Collector Series models. I've seen these in the stores for years now, and I've never really pulled the trigger. I'd heard so-so reviews. Some people really liked it, some people said it was going to be a lot of work. I don't mind the work aspect of it. It just, most of the models they'd released didn't really appeal to me. And then there was this set. So yeah, I know the whole backstory about Arkhan the Cruel and all that. I'm not going to get too much into that, but look what we've got on offer here. We've got dragon people, evil turtles, and minotaurs. So if ever there wasn't a match made in heaven for obscurities and miniatures with myself, other than the fact that I guess they were all dressed in like samurai and had multiple hands, and there was a wolf involved too, maybe then that's about that's it. I mean, this is exactly what I would like to see. I was very tempted for a long time to get the original Arkhan the Cruel that they made, but the pose was boring. This is a lot more dynamic, and I know that there's supposed to be a pre-painted set coming out as well, but maybe we'll get that too. Who knows? Without further ado, so these are supposed to be resin miniatures. I haven't even opened it yet. It feels empty. What the heck? Huh. Okay. Hey, and already we've got missing parts. Cool. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like Protoss stuff. But I don't think it's Protoss. This base especially, this just feels like, I hope his axe is in there. I'm like rambling in 3 different thought trains here. So the sculpt itself looks pretty decent. Other than the fact that his axe busted off in transit. His turtle friend here looks pretty cool. Again, I don't see any horrible cleanup jobs. Nothing that I haven't had to handle before. And then we've got our Minotaur friend, who thankfully survived in one piece. Now again, well, his base, at least he's got a texture base, but everything's already built. I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting to have to build this all myself since it says it's a resin piece. And, I mean, as far as I know, they produce all their resins in-house. But then if I grab a model from Load, which is put out by Protoss and Arkhan, check that out. That's really similar in terms of how everything just kind of flows. Now, this is a little bit larger model because it was one of the epic scaled models. The regular models are a little bit smaller, but just so you know, I mean, that's really, even like the thickness of the base, I really wonder if Arkhan or Protoss or whatever they want to call themselves were involved in this, because this really reminds me of like the whole unicast technology, which is like everything is one piece. Look at that. Look, it's one piece. That's a pretty darn detailed sculpt. And usually, you know, you'd be having to glue all that together. But nope, nothing other than his axe. And this foam insert that everything traveled in. Now, sadly, I wish there had been a little bit more like maybe an extra cardboard padding to go around it. But, I mean, even this is very Protoss or Arkhan-like. I know all of Arkhan's board games have included stuff like this, the foam layers and trays in all of their games. So I'm really curious now. There's no mention about where these were produced. Now, obviously, it gives the sculptors Gino Cruz and Matt Clark, and those names don't ring a bell with any of the Protoss or Arkhan lines, but there's no other mention made of where this stuff was actually produced. So that is just a bit of curiosity there. So I'm going to actually fix that probably before you take a thumbnail. That's an easy fix. I know some people will be like, oh no, my figure, I need you to fix it. That's fine. We'll fix it. So how do they stack up? Besides with our load figure here and a random base. Where did that come from? Well, I grabbed a couple of Dragonborn models, because obviously that's what Arkhan is himself. I do have the turtles that WizKids has put out. I don't know where I put them, though. I know I started them and then I shoved them to the side, because I figure I'll get to them eventually. And honestly, as cool as they are, I mean, Arkhan's really the star here. So, grabbing a couple of the various WizKid Dragonborn that I have painted, at least that I know where they are. You can see he's going to fit in pretty decently if you want to have an all Dragonborn party, and I don't know why you wouldn't, other than the fact that, you know, you have poor taste. But, yeah. So, despite the little hookup with the axe, sculpt quality looks really good. Everything was one piece, and suspiciously makes me think that they partnered with Arkhan, or Protoss, or however you want to call them, which in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, because, yeah, I know the whole Alien versus Predator debacle, but they've continued to, you know, steadily push out everything that they've been involved with, so, I don't know. They've done a lot of contractual work with other companies, too. It really makes me think they put these out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they license the technology. Maybe, you know, they subcontract it. I don't know. Regardless, that's just a nerdy little tidbit of manufacturing of miniatures. But if you are hesitant to want to buy these because you might have to put them together yourself, fear not. Other than the axe mishap, which, you know, is reasonable. I'm not, you know, it's not a huge deal breaker. I don't see any reason why you should worry about this, especially if you're not going to paint them either. Obviously, I'm going to paint them, and they'll probably get painted pretty soon, because, duh, they're minotaurs and dragon dudes and evil turtle mage priests with giant skull hammers, so yeah, duh. Anyway, so cool little set. I will keep an eye out for the pre-painted just out of sheer curiosity, but I'm really digging this. This guy is just cool. I'm going to enjoy this one. And not to mention the Minotaur or the Turtle. So anyway, cool little set. Surprised about the fact that they are all single piece, and there's no construction whatsoever. So if that sounds good to you, by all means, check this set out. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.